Questions for reflection. Our first reading for today's Holy Mass is an excerpt from the 49th chapter of the book of Genesis. That chapter contains what are called the oracles of Jacob. They contain both prophetic insights concerning each of the 12 sons of Jacob and his blessing given to each of his sons. This occurred on his deathbed. The portion that we heard concerns, in particular, the blessing given to Judah. It's what we focus on today. He will be given the scepter, the symbol of rulership, of kingship. This was fulfilled in part in David, but it is ultimately fulfilled in Jesus Christ. In our gospel today, we will hear the genealogy of Jesus the Christ. It's important as we approach the Feast of the Nativity, the birth of Jesus Christ, Christmas, that we remember that the Jewish people, the people of the covenant, were watching for a promised Messiah. Jesus is, in his lineage, both the son of David and the son of Abraham. All of the promises of the Hebrew prophets are fulfilled in him. Our responsorial psalm also has a messianic motif. David speaks prophetically as well. It is a prayer which speaks of the one who will come to reign. David sings, "In his days uprightness shall flourish, and peace and plenty till the moon is no more. His empire shall stretch from sea to sea, from the river to the limits of the earth." Now, who is he speaking of? Remember, as Christians, we look back on the Hebrew scriptures through the lens of the Paschal mystery, the incarnation, birth, life, suffering, passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. In him shall be blessed every race in the world, and all nations will call him blessed. The gospel appointed for today is from St. Matthew. He begins his gospel account with the genealogy of Jesus the Christ, tracing him back through the generations to show his readers that Jesus was the son of David. He also traces him back to Abraham. Jesus is the one who was promised, and he fulfills all of the prophecies of the Hebrew scriptures. St. Matthew was Jewish and wrote to Jewish believers. The Jewish people to whom Matthew addresses his gospel account expected a messianic king who would descend from David and be born in Bethlehem. See, for example, Micah chapter 5 and verse 2. And I quote, "But you, O Bethlehem Ephrathah, who are little to be among the clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to be ruler in Israel, whose origin is from of old, from ancient days." Matthew uses titles for Jesus throughout his gospel account, which pointed to his messianic role in kingly lineage. For example, Son of God, which is used 8 times, and Son of Man, used over 30 times. In 2 Samuel, and Psalm, and Daniel, and other places. Matthew, the first book of the New Testament, the first gospel, is sending the message that with the birth of Jesus Christ, all of the promises God made to Israel have been fulfilled.